As of my knowledge cut-off in September 2021, the specific launching process of Chandrayan-3 had not been publicly disclosed by the Indian Space Research Organisation, ISRO. However, based on the previous missions of the Chandrayan program, we can outline a general overview of the typical launch process for such missions. It is important to note that the actual process may vary based on mission requirements and technological advancements. Launch vehicle selection: ISRO would select a suitable launch vehicle to carry the Chandrayan-3 spacecraft into space. In the case of Chandrayan-2, the GSLV Mk3 launch vehicle was used. Pre-launch preparations: prior to launch, extensive testing and preparations are conducted to ensure the readiness of the spacecraft, launch vehicle, and ground infrastructure. The spacecraft undergoes various tests and integration processes to ensure its functionality and compatibility with the launch vehicle. Launch pad operations: the launch vehicle, with the Chandrayan-3 spacecraft encapsulated within a fairing, is transported to the launch pad. The launch pad is prepared, and all necessary systems are checked and verified for launch. Countdown and liftoff: the countdown sequence begins, involving various checks and verifications of the launch vehicle and spacecraft systems. When all conditions are met, the launch vehicle's engines are ignited, and liftoff takes place. The launch vehicle ascends into space, carrying the Chandrayan-3 spacecraft. Staging and payload separation: as the launch vehicle ascends, it may have multiple stages, where each stage operates for a specific duration and then separates. This process continues until the final stage, carrying the spacecraft, reaches the desired trajectory. The spacecraft is then separated from the launch vehicle's final stage. Translunar injection: after separation, the spacecraft performs a translunar injection, TLI, burn to exit Earth's orbit and begin the journey towards the Moon. TLI is a critical maneuver that places the spacecraft on a trajectory to reach the Moon. Lunar orbit insertion: once the spacecraft reaches the Moon's vicinity, it performs a lunar orbit insertion maneuver to enter a stable orbit around the Moon. This maneuver involves firing its engines to slow down and achieve the desired orbit. Lunar descent and landing: lander and rover: if Chandrayan-3 includes a lander and rover, a controlled descent to the lunar surface is executed. The lander, autonomously or remotely guided from Earth, attempts a soft landing on the lunar surface. After touchdown, the rover is deployed to explore the lunar terrain. It's important to note that the above description is a general outline based on previous lunar missions and may not represent the exact launch process for Chandrayan-3. For the most accurate and up-to-date information on the launching process of Chandrayan-3, I recommend referring to official announcements from ISRO or following recent news updates related to the mission.